Shalom and good afternoon, boys. Here, welcome to the company. Reason, common sense. Can two people reason together to truly understand the other's position and come to a conclusion that is reasonable, fair, just, based on the situation, of course, and true and right? I'll give you an example, right? Because this is an epidemic today, and it's a perfect example to give. You have a person that is homeless, okay? Let's not define why they're homeless. They're just homeless. And they come to you and they say, hey, I need a place to stay. And you may be skeptical, you may not, you may be very inviting and welcoming. But you sit down, and this is where the reason and the logic and the common sense come into play. You say in exchange, listen, in exchange for you, until you get up on your feet, I would expect you to wash the dishes, take out the trash, clean up the walkway, the area, scrub this down once a week, or whatever it may be, whatever menial task that they can do to help lighten the load. I know we live in a world where people will say, well, that's too reasonable, you're taking all the work off yourself. You know, this is what the worldly mind would think. And then you have people that would say, well, you know, if you're staying there, and, you know, I'm not talking about being abused, you know, guy gave you a chore list. And this is your list of chores. And would it not be reasonable for that person to joyfully execute on their list of chores? You would think that would be reasonable, right? That would be logical. That would be ethical, right? However, this person comes, and instead of doing what they agreed that they would do from the beginning, because, you know, nobody, especially in situations like that, try and play it by ear. These are the clear, well, at least that's how I roll personally. These are the expectations. This is what's required of you. And then they say, yeah, sure, yes. But then a week or 2 or 3 weeks go by, and this person feels as though that they are entitled to all of the provisions that you have given them faithfully. Because, mind you, they didn't have a roof over their head. They didn't have, or they were struggling with clothes on their back. You even put clothes on their back and shoes on their feet. You're getting it, right? You would think that this person would be grateful, considerate, but a couple of weeks go by, and this person shows them their true selves. They begin to murmur, gripe, and complain. Mind you, they were homeless. They didn't have any place else to go. I did not get into why they were homeless. The idea is, at the end of the day, is that they were homeless. Okay? You would think that they would be filled with gratitude, and that would be faithful. But instead, they start murmuring, griping, and complaining. They start shirking on their responsibilities, and they develop an attitude as to where you should be blessed to have them on your house, in your house, or on your land. This is the mentality that they come. Now, is that reasonable? Is that fair? Does that make sense? I'm not talking about anybody that's being abused, neglected, mistreated, anything. None of that stuff. But this is the strong delusion. This is the mind frame, or the state of mind that people are in. and it's unfortunate. It is what it is. Now, one could speculate about this, but I just so happen to be in such a situation in the past. And let me tell you, the entitlement mentality that people have is off the chain. But you know what is even more amazing is that you look at them today and you see what they're doing today, and it is a literal Greek tragedy. It's a Hebrew tragedy. But this is the times that we're living in. The strong, and this is because of the strong delusion, that people that you can't reason with them because their minds are warped, their minds are damaged to the point of no return, and you can't reason with such a person. Now, if everything that I just now said, was it reasonable on the part of the person that's giving them a place to stay, or is it unreasonable? Now, a lot of people are throwing 10,000 behind the scenes speculations. Well, you were doing this, you were doing that, blah, 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 blah. I'm just giving you the salient facts of an actual scenario. Now, I can make this scenario into any number of situations. A person needed to borrow some money, right? And you would think that you loaned them the money, that when you gave them the money, they would cheerfully give it back to you, right? Would you not think that? Is that not reasonable? That after giving the person the money, and they agreed to give you back your money on time, right? You would think that they would do what they said that they would do, and not only be grateful to give you back your money and say, thank you, brother, thank you, sister, whatever it may be, thank you, uncle, thank you, whatever it may be. You think that that person would be grateful, but you don't get that in reality. What you get is a person that is angry, resentful, because you had enough money, that's where you could loan them the money. They feel as though that they should not have to pay back the money, even though they agreed to pay back the money. See, this is the kind of thought process that we got going on, and the time that we're living in. And if you can't call it for how you see it without somebody trying to paint you to be a kook or a crackpot or overreacting or a narcissist to this and the third, hey, people gonna say what they say. But I'm talking about from the perspective of being reasonable. And I've given you some scenarios in which, because those are the two main things you got going on, homelessness and needing to borrow money or needing to have money. And hey, were you reasonable or were you not reasonable? Did what I say was reasonable or was it not reasonable? I do know this. If you're on the other side of my perspective on this thing, I'm pretty sure that you're wrong. I stand on business and say that you're wrong. But hey, people may believe what they can believe what they want to believe. But as for me, I've read these thought processes somewhere, these spirits somewhere, and so I understand clearly where it comes from. And how to deal with it. But hey, reason is gone today. What do you think?